This video is all about the most memorable vehicles in Christmas movies. We've got behind-the-scenes facts on the most important big-screen wheels that get driven into our lives at this special time of year, with our all-time favourite festive film car at number 1. Number 6, 1986 Dodge Ram van Home Alone. It's not Christmas without grown men being hit with paint cans in the face. The self-proclaimed wet bandits in the movie use this van to spy on Kevin's house and plan their break-in. The company on the side of the van, OK Plumbing, is thought to be in reference to Joe Pesci's character in Lethal Weapon 2 and his overuse of that phrase in the action flick.
Okay.
There's also a little wink to the wet bandits' crimes on the side of the van with the boast, "You're flood control experts." The van is presumed stolen and it doesn't reappear in the sequel, so we're left to assume that it was rightfully given back to its owner after the bandits got caught. 5. 1919 Dodge Brothers touring car It's a Wonderful Life. George Bailey famously crashes his car into a tree in this timeless festive classic. Despite this, it certainly hasn't dented its value, because after having a wonderful life itself, the car went for big money in a 2022 auction, which we'll come back to shortly. To this day, the car still has its circular brass tag with the number 789, which identifies it as a 20th Century Fox prop. After its starring role in the classic Christmas flick, it did a number of background jobs for the studio before being bought by casino tycoon Bill Harrah, where it joined his famous automobile collection in Reno, Nevada. Around 35 years ago, the car was bought by a San Diego couple who wanted to refresh the four-door ragtop. They asked respected craftsman Keith Smith to do the job, who then fell in love with it himself, but he had to wait until 2010 before finally buying it. They say you can't put a price on love, but when he put it up for auction 12 years later, it fetched a massive $522,000. Not bad for a car that was close to being written off. 4. Checkered Marathon Cab Scrooged. It makes sense that the ghost of Christmas past and Scrooge would drive a checkered cab, because these things were timeless in the movies. The size of the car, robust build, and the lack of updates to the styling all helped with the marathon's popularity among New York movie production crews. In fact, cabs from the 50s and 60s were often used in movies decades later, as no one could tell the difference. The one used in Scrooged is a 1970 model. This may be a Christmas movie, but the cab in the film has a tasty Easter egg. It belongs to the Bell Cab Company. Bell is the name of Scrooge's first love in A Christmas Carol, the Dickens novel that the movie was based on.
Humbug.
3. 1937 Oldsmobile Six, A Christmas Story. In 2012, the US Library of Congress declared A Christmas Story to be culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant, and it was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry. The old man's 1937 Oldsmobile from the film could quite easily receive the same honor. A Christmas Story was based on the collected writings of Gene Shepard, who also narrates the movie. In the 1970s, Shepard was a regular monthly columnist for Car and Driver magazine, which might explain why the 37 Oldsmobile Six touring sedan was such a big part of the story. A couple of months after filming wrapped up, the car was sold to a local in Canada, where the movie was shot, with a plan for restoration. Then for 10 years, nothing happened. In the 90s, the Oldsmobile was bought by John Heary, who fixed the rust on the car and installed a Chevy 350 V8 and a GM TH350 automatic transmission. He also updated the electrical system's voltage from 6 to 12 volts and decided to finish the car in black instead of the original dark blue. Ontario resident and neighbour of Heary, Al Grondin, bought the car and now delights fans by touring it locally, complete with the new custom Old Fudge number plate. 2. 1989 Ford Taurus Wagon Christmas Vacation. Part family wagon, part Christmas tree recovery vehicle, the Ford Taurus is a huge part of National Lampoon's festive offering. The distinctive wood panels that give the car its vintage feel were made and fitted specifically for the movie. They gave that signature contrast of Chevy Chase driving a car suited to a granddad, saying lines like "Eat my rubber." The car was the perfect fit for a family in the movie, as it was one of the most popular family cars you could buy at the time. Ford ended up selling more than 2 million first-generation Tauruses between 1986 and 1991. 2 different model years of the Ford Taurus Wagon are used in Christmas Vacation for the same vehicle. People with time on their hands during Christmas will see this when studying the interior door trim panels, specifically the door lock, in different scenes. 1. Argyle's 1988 Lincoln Limousine Die Hard. Yes, it is a Christmas film, and yes, it's our number 1. Although this limo doesn't get a huge amount of screen time in Die Hard, it makes a cameo as cool as the driver Argyle. A variant of the Lincoln Town Car, this first-generation stretched limousine had a stupidly long body and four-wheel drive. Of course, its main draw is the state-of-the-art extras inside that Argyle makes the most of. How can we forget the CD and VHS players, television, and the CB radio and telephone that are crucial to the original Die Hard story? We see Argyle intercept a police CB signal, even though the police don't use CB radio. But we'll let that slide because, let's be honest, it's not exactly realism we're watching this movie for. That being said, it's worth mentioning that when Argyle rams Theo's van in the film, the front end of the limousine is thoroughly wrecked. When he comes through the gate at the end of the movie, it's more or less intact. Then again, it is Christmas time when miracles happen, and there's no doubt there's some festive magic all over this movie, as well as Argyle and his limo as our number 1 Christmas movie car.